Tonight on DC News Now, we're in for another cold night ahead before we finally warm things up over the next several days. The latest coming up.
A relentless battle against the cold for a DC mother and her children.
I just finished cooking on the stove, and that's the only thing. The oven has been keeping us pretty much warm.
Their fight for basic heating and why they say they're getting no help from the building's management.
Solemn second night of Hanukkah for Jewish families.
It shook me to the core.
The deadly mass shooting in Australia, adding an extra layer of caution for a menorah lighting in Northern Virginia.
Welcome home. You do this to us.
A wish come true. The emotional reunion in Virginia as a soldier surprises his family for the holidays.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tran.
And I'm Chris Flanagan. It is another bitterly cold night here in the district. A live look outside of the Washington Monument. There's a cold alert in DC that is extending until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So when you head off to work or the kiddos head out to school, bundle up once again. It is just bitter out there.
Yeah, our chief meteorologist, Jackie Lair, though, telling us about a bit of a warm-up that we can look forward to at least.
Yes, so we have to get, right to it. It's going to be still cold tonight,
Yes.
but then, yes, we're going to be tracking that warm-up Wednesday, Thursday, 50s.
We'll take it.
I think everyone can agree
Yes,
with that. Yes,
absolutely.
especially after the last couple of days. The weekend was bitterly cold. Those temperatures out there right now still on that frigid side. Much of the area below that freezing mark, seeing some upper teens farther off towards Martinsburg as well as Kaiser. However, I do want to point out that we're just a little bit warmer than we were last night around this time. Nearly a 10-degree difference in D.C. Fredericksburg, we're right at that in Orange as well as Kaiser. So just a little bit warmer out there this evening, although it doesn't feel any warmer. But again, overnight lows tonight will be dropping back into those upper teens, especially in the suburbs, low 20s in the district. Now tomorrow afternoon, we'll eventually see those temperatures back in those upper 30s. Now today, we only saw high temperatures in the upper 20s. So tomorrow, upper 30s, we continue that trend of gradually warming up through the middle of the week. And we're also tracking that sunshine out there for your Tuesday. We'll have more details, timing out the rest of that 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Jackie, and you can always stay up to date with the forecast on our website, dcnewsnow.com. You'll find current conditions, the radar, and live weather cameras and what the weather looks like all across the DMV. Well, the freezing temperatures, a major concern for a mom in the district and her children. She says her apartment still does not have any heat. We first reported her concerns 3 weeks ago.
Here's the thing, the property manager at the time calling those concerns a blatant lie. That person apparently no longer working for the company. DC News Now's Ben Dennis has been following this story for us. And Ben, where does that leave the family?
Well, the D.C. mother a couple of weeks ago was at her wit's end. Not much has changed. She, along with one of her daughters, her eldest, says that the heating units are simply unreliable. They'll turn on, but then they'll turn off, and they don't know exactly when or when to predict it. Space heaters have helped, but not entirely. Still, since our last visit, D.C. city officials have come to her property and said that there were violations.
A small tower heater is what Christina Perry says keeps her 4 children warm at night, sleeping in one bed.
So they all sleep in this one bed, and they keep the heater right beside them above their heads. A nightmare.
For months, she's complained to property management and the D.C. Department of Buildings about uncomfortable living conditions inside her unit at the Pinnacle Apartments on Peabody Street in Northwest. Without working AC for a time during the summer,
Literally, we just sweat. We sweat.
and in the past few weeks, heating units she and one of her daughters say are unreliable or don't work.
Like I said, at night we have heated blankets thanks to my children's principals in the community. That we were provided with heaters and heated blankets, things to stay warm.
Christina says the property gave her a small heater after we were here November 24th, but it was broken. And when plugging in replacements, she says the power can get knocked out, though it stayed on when we tried.
See, don't blow nothing.
I know that.
The D.C. Department of Buildings inspected December 9th, and in this email said the property was in violation of maintenance regulations, and management would be notified within 3 to 5 business days. While today, Monday, marks day 4, Perry says a resolution should have come long ago.
They're being able to evade all of the responsibilities.
After we spoke with Christina 3 weeks ago, the D.C. Department of Buildings came back to us and said that the Pinnacle property had 58 outstanding issues, though largely they were not related to heating. We still have not yet heard back from property management as well as the Department of Buildings since we reached out with these newfound concerns just today. We'll keep you posted. In Northwest, Ben Dennis, back to you.
All right, developing tonight, a live look at Bondi Beach in Australia. You can see the memorial growing here. Investigators say a father and son opened fire there over the weekend, killing 15 people. There's a growing vigil near the scene of that shooting. And tonight we're learning more about those victims.
And they include a 10-year-old girl, 2 rabbis, and a Holocaust survivor. The Prime Minister calling the massacre an act of anti-Semitic terrorism that also hurt at least 38 more people. Those killed or wounded, they range in age between 10 to 87. Investigators say they found explosives along with other suspicious items right near the scene there at Bondi Beach. Police killed one suspect, a 50-year-old father, and also shot his 24-year-old son, who remains in a coma at the hospital.
And here at home, the Jewish community is remembering those killed while celebrating the second night of Hanukkah. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live tonight in Alexandria.
And Daniel, there were some changes that had to be made to tonight's celebrations. Tell us about them.
Susan and Chris, some extra security measures, including a required RSVP to come to this outdoor celebration. But the people here tell me that they felt it was important, especially in light of what happened, to celebrate together.
The second night of Hanukkah brought added police presence in Old Town Alexandria just a day after 2 gunmen killed 15 people celebrating the first night in Sydney, Australia.
I want to ensure everyone that we're here, we will be present, we stand with you, and ultimately we're here to protect you.
A 6-foot menorah bringing light to the darkness.
I haven't been in Australia in 15 years, but I can see the people, feel very sorry for them.
I know the rabbi, the father-in-law of the rabbi who was killed, my colleague, Rabbi Eli Schlanger, very well. He was there when I was there in the early 90s, a very special man, and it's very challenging for him.
Rabbi Mordechai Newman, co-director of Chabad Lubavitch of Alexandria, Arlington, says the shooting shook him to the core, but gathering with community helps everyone get through a challenging time.
The terrorists in Sydney, Australia, tried to extinguish the light of Judaism by killing Jews. And what we're doing tonight here is celebrating our Judaism in public, not being afraid.
I think in the times of darkness, it's especially right to go spread light in the world.
Taking time to mourn those lost, but continuing to sing and celebrate what terrorists tried to take away.
Now, Rabbi Newman says that even though there is a ton of hatred against Jews around the world, it needs to be stamped out. And he says the more anti-Semitism there is, the more light the Jews will show. We're live in Alexandria. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you. Now to the national menorah lighting that happened on the first night of Hanukkah yesterday. It was dedicated to the victims there in Australia. Organizers of the event also voicing their concerns for dozens hurt in the attack. Rabbi Levi Shemtov says that his cousin remains in intensive care at a hospital. Many who showed up for the national menorah lighting saying despite the dangerously cold conditions that shortened the events last night, they were really determined to celebrate the first night of Hanukkah with the community.
Be more Jewish. Feel more Jewish. Look more Jewish.
We light the light of Hanukkah to bring light to much of this darkness. There are moments of grief and resolve, but the meaning of Hanukkah speaks volumes.
Organizers went on to say that the deadly attack in Australia is even greater reminder for families to embrace their faith even more.
New video tonight at 9 of a house fire in Aspen Hill, Maryland. The family living there will not be able to return home tonight. Montgomery County Fire saying the deck was engulfed when they arrived earlier this afternoon. 85 firefighters battled it for about an hour in 20-degree temps. And DC firefighters spreading some cheer. A crew from Deanwood Firehouse showing up for Larissa Evans's 100th birthday, and they did it with this special drive-by with their sirens on, and they also got to enjoy some cake. Happy birthday to Larissa, 100 years old.
Hey, I know you. Come here, please. I miss you so much.
Oh my goodness. Just incredible. A holiday surprise in Northern Virginia. A family got this early present that they will long cherish, a reunion with their son who's been serving overseas. You cannot get over it, the love and joy there.
What a moment.
From the Red Cross.
Yeah, DC News Now's Yamari Say takes us to this truly heartwarming dream come true.
What started out as a card signing event turned into an emotional homecoming for a Fairfax, Virginia family. Their son was stationed overseas for more than a year, and after learning his mother was recently diagnosed with cancer, he says this holiday, spending time at home, means everything to him.
Come here, please. I miss you so
I couldn't believe it. It was just such a pleasant surprise.
After months apart, PFC Patrick Consul is finally home after being stationed thousands of miles away in South Korea.
To have him home for the holidays is really special because, of course, we're a small family. We don't have a lot of family in the area, so to have him home as well means a great deal.
The family came to the Red Cross to support other military members putting together kits and writing holiday cards, never imagining they would be the ones receiving the gift.
Oh, elated. It's hard to describe, really.
You see your son after you haven't seen him for a year and a half, and you're so proud of him for what he's doing and the commitment he's made. I watched the Army-Navy game the other day, and I kept thinking about him the whole time.
Last year marked Patrick's first time spending the holidays away, and recently he learned his mom had been diagnosed with cancer. Cost of travel made coming home feel impossible until the American Red Cross stepped in.
Having to hear from her all the time, saying she misses me, finally being able to see her again, it means everything.
And this reunion is a memory they'll carry forever.
Being granted the opportunity from the Red Cross to go home after so long, it means the world to me. It really does.
Welcome home, Patrick! The soldier tells me the first thing he's going to do is go to his favorite restaurant. We're now reporting in Fairfax, Virginia. I'm Yamar Sase, DC News Now.
They never get old.
Never, ever. And what a special holiday for that family. I mean, that was just wonderful. So heartwarming.
Wonderful. Yamari, thank you. Now to the Commanders. They have snapped their 8-game losing streak with this win over the Giants yesterday, but the victory overshadowed by the news that star quarterback Jaden Daniels will not be playing for the rest of the season.
Yeah, JD5 recovering from an elbow injury, which he aggravated during last week's game in Minnesota. He's been dealing with an injury for the past month when he dislocated his left elbow against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Daniels did not suit up in the win over the Giants. We'll have much more on Coach Dan Quinn's decision to sit him for the rest of the year coming up in sports. I know a lot of fans are kind of divided. Some want him to finish out the season. Others are like, no, you know what? Don't get him hurt again.
I know. After what could have been supposed to be this magical season, yeah, it's a little bit of a damper on our spirits.
Come back better and stronger next year, right? All right.